Today we're going to be making some delicious ribeye and shrimp kebabs, and we're going to be doing it on this tiny little Weber Go Anywhere charcoal grill. This is the best way I've found to do kebabs. You can also use your regular Weber grill and just use, they actually sell these little metal triangles where you can put it on top of your cooking rack, so it gives you about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of space. I'll link it in the description below, and you can basically just rest your skewers on it. As you guys have probably seen my previous video, or have not, please check it out. It was me buying a full rib roll, and I cut off the tail and some other pieces out of the rib roll, and I cubed it up for kebab meat, and that's what we're gonna be doing, and it's gonna come out awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So over here we have those cubed pieces of ribeye meat. It's approximately about 2 pounds of it. I cut them up into 1-inch cubes, give or take. Just put everything in one bowl with all the ingredients for the marinade that I listed above, and I would just refrigerate it for about a couple of hours at least. And then for the shrimps, I just take some Old Bay seasoning and just coat them enough in the seasoning, and also leave them aside for about an hour or two. After this, we will take our veggies. I just took about half an onion, cubed it up, and we'll take 1 pepper. You can take 2, as you'll see later in the video. I ran out, but this is all I had on hand at the moment, so I decided to use that. And go ahead and separate all your veggies, so it is very easy for you to go ahead and assemble your skewers, as you can see what I'm doing here. You guys can make the skewers however you please. In some of them, I did 3 pieces of meat and 2 pieces of shrimp, or you can do vice versa, and this is how they look. This is what we got as the end result. I kind of ran out of peppers. I only had 1 pepper at home. Just wanted to use it up, and I honestly did not want to go back to the store. So I used half an onion, 1 pepper. We got everything skewered up nice over here. As you can tell, kind of ran out of space for the skewers, but so I just decided to throw a few extras on the ends on those, and we'll cook these at the very end separately. Let's go out there, let's get the grill started, and let's get to cooking. The charcoal is almost ready. It's basically ready. You don't need to wait for it to completely ash over. We're gonna put that down for a second. We're gonna get this out of here. We're not going to be using that grill grate today. All we're gonna do is lay down all of our charcoal right here. We're gonna try and have one side a little bit higher than the other, and almost nothing to one side. We're gonna go ahead and put the charcoal in there. It's gonna be a very simple, easy, straightforward cook. I thought 3/4 of a chimney would be enough for this little grill, but I was wrong. I had to add a little bit more charcoal on top. So when you guys prep this grill, I would just suggest to do a full chimney burn, and all I'm doing is adjusting the charcoal over higher on one side compared to the other. That way I have a hot, medium, low, and a cool, complete cool zone. It's not gonna take very long to cook. You're just gonna keep on turning them slowly. That will happen. You're just gonna have to play with it a little bit, and that's why I'm not putting all of them on here, so we don't get overcrowded. Like, see, this grill was literally made for this. It's the perfect width for skewers. We're gonna try and not burn anything. That's the main goal. You see how you're getting the little bit of char over there? That's what you want on all sides. Look at that. That's looking really nice. Well, this one is just spinning, so I'm gonna put it to the end over here. Things are getting out of hand. Let's move this over. Let's move this over just for a second. Like, this one's a little bit loose, so we're just gonna hack it a little bit. So this is why we have that cool zone right over here, because you saw over there I was getting some flames, so we had to act quickly, and that's what you do. You just move it over to the cool side. We'll get the help of this guy over here, put them together. Look at that. I think these will be ready to come off, honestly. Oh yeah. It doesn't take a long time. You just want to get a really nice color on all sides and then just take it off almost there. I'm gonna move this over here. Beautiful. And if you noticed, I squeezed the shrimps kind of tight just so they don't cook as fast, because shrimps cook really quick, so it gets kind of tricky to cook shrimp and beef at the same time, and you don't want the shrimp to be overdone. Like this guy is done. Yep, this guy, I'm gonna call it done. These guys are done. Nice sear on those, as you can tell. Oh yeah. And then the fat that melts, that falls onto the charcoal, that's what gives you that smoky, delicious flavor. Oh, that is just gorgeous. That's just beautiful. Just gonna give it another maybe 10-15 seconds over here. See how the fat falls right there? That's what creates the smoke and the flavor. That's beautiful. That's why I love using ribeye. They will all cook to about medium or so, which is fine. That's why I like a fattier meat, so more of the fat can render in there. Every 30 seconds or so, just give it a quick quarter turn. This is a high heat cook, you guys, so use a full chimney of charcoal. You will pretty much go through it all. And if you see that the heat is kind of dying down, what we can do is we can just remove these here for a second. We can pile up these charcoal a little bit higher over here so we can get a more direct heat. The closer the heat, the faster it's gonna give you a nice sear on it. See, the fat's already dripping on there. Look, it's gonna start searing. This is what I was looking for it to start searing very quickly. You can even play it as a rotisserie with your hands. Look how quickly it's taking on color. Kind of move them around because the fat will drip and create flare-ups. Yeah, the more fat you have in the meat, the more it's gonna drip and fall right onto the charcoal, and the more flare-ups you're gonna get. But that is what also gives you the flavor and this beautiful color, as you can tell. It's just gorgeous. Look at that, you guys. Oh, isn't that pretty? Smells even better than it looks. And in about 10 minutes, these are all cooked. Come on, you guys. Can't complain about that. That is wonderful. Let's go ahead and do a taste test, shall we? We're now here finally on the dinner table. I had some leftover rice and mac and cheese, so I just ended up using that. This looks so good, you guys. It smells amazing. It looks amazing. The sear on it looks really good. First things first, we're gonna try the steak. Steak looks really good. That's absolutely delicious. It tastes just like steak, really, just small pieces of steak. Well, it is, because in fact this cut is from a ribeye, so it tastes like a ribeye. It's fatty, it's delicious, it's meaty. Tender. It's got that grilled flavor, which I absolutely love. Some people don't like it, but I do know most people do like that grilled flavor. Anyways, let's try the shrimp. I'm glad to say that the shrimp is not overcooked. It has just a little bit of a bite, but it's not chewy and rubbery. When you overcook shrimp, that's what usually ends up happening. It is honestly really good. You guys definitely have to try this. It's so easy and straightforward and simple to make. If you don't want to cut a big piece of meat and get the little bits of the steak out, if you're on a budget, you can try a sirloin steak. You can try a New York strip. It has a little bit more fat in it. Those two make really good. Traditionally, they do make it out of sirloin just because it's a cheaper meat. But since I cut my own meat for ribeye steaks, I get to have ribeye kebabs. So nothing goes to waste in that regard. And yeah, I mean, the whole cook honestly just took me maybe 10 or 12 minutes. After the coals were on the grill, it does not take very long. Prep, there's not much to do. You just have to cube up some meat, some veggies, And that's it. Well, you know what this calls for, right? That's right. Cheers. I hope you guys will try out this recipe for yourself. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Show Chilling and Grilling. I hope you guys have a wonderful week ahead of you. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below.